Okay, that should be working now. Let's get a bit of that adjusted. Still a lot of background noise. I don't know where that's coming from. Oh, I think it's the air filter. Hang on. Let's see if that's better. A little bit. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I think the thumbnail was wrong again. I think it was showing Zeiss contacts, but we were definitely doing Leica R's today. Okay. Let's make sure I'm not missing any messages here. Someone just messaged about stripped screws and contacts primes. That happens every day. All right, I think we're good. And then chat window. Okay. And I need tools. All right, the first one is a 24mm Leica R. Focus is pretty heavy, but it's consistent, so that's good. That's not factory grease. The iris is a little stiff, not terrible. The mount is in great shape. You guys know it's always one of the first things I look at. Still has the original pins for the hood. Yeah, practically no brassing, no scratches. All the engraving paint looks original. I think this one's a pretty good example. Aside from that focus, that's pretty heavy. In fact, no service. Let me pull this up. Hey, good morning, Phil. Let me see if we noted this. Whereabouts are you now, Phil? Are you back in the valley? Which one is this here? We got 24mm. Alright, condition notes. Focus feels heavy and slightly... Okay, There we go. So we did warn them. And let me get my database up here. You can hear the roof creaking again. It's not the roof that creaks, it's the dropped ceiling supports. Briefly home doing color work, which is why I can watch. Oh, nice. Very cool. Alright, based on this serial number, 315, this should be a version 1. There are 3 versions of the 24mm Elmer, the 2.8. Should be a 60mm thread. It is indeed. 1981. That checks out, yeah. And looks like we've definitely recorded all this info before. So this lens should weigh in at 361 grams. Bingo. All right. All right. There's not much more I can get out of that. Dust-wise, front element looks really good. I don't see any dust. Very, very light contamination. A little bit of haze around the edge. I do see some cleaning marks inside, which tells me this lens has been serviced. But all in all, very good condition. Some minor marks in the rear group. Very minor. This is the best flashlight. Watch this. So I'm always switching out batteries and flashlights because, you know, you turn it on, then you set it down, and you forget that it's on. So give it a couple seconds here. Turns off. And then as soon as I grab it, it turns right back on. All right, I have no hesitation modding this fully. Everything looks like it's in great shape, aside from that focus. Oh, 2 exciting product announcements. Oh, like 2.5. So our Service Tray Mini was extremely popular. We sold out the whole first batch. And we have another batch that just came in. Those should be ready soon. And then we also should be receiving the first batch of Service Tray Pro, which is I can't remember how many pots it has. I think it's 12 pots and an accessory tray, so it's like almost twice the size. Yeah, it's definitely going to be the most useful parts tray ever. And then the service mats. So our supplier for these service mats wasn't doing so great. They had a lot of delays, they had a lot of problems. For whatever reason, this material was difficult to get. I don't know. So we switched up suppliers and decided to make a whole new service mat. And because you can't just, when you make a mold for something like this, you can't just say, oh yeah, you can use that other mold that I had made. So we decided to just make a new mold. So our service mat Mark II should be in today, actually. If those arrive while I'm on the stream, actually, Brianna, if you're watching, let me know. Drop a comment if you're watching. Brianna's not watching, but Michelle is. Okay, Michelle. If I think those were coming FedEx. If FedEx arrives during the stream and there's a bunch of very large boxes, let me know. That might be fun to do an unboxing. So yeah, 2 new products. And then the half one is different caps that we're making. That's going to be a different announcement, but I'll wait until next week to announce that, but you'll see. Oh, I gotta remove this song from the playlist. It's depressing. In fact, let's skip it. I don't know how to find which one's currently playing. Oh, there it is. In playlist. Yeah, I don't know how to remove it. Oh, that tape gun is so loud. Well, I'll just skip it for now. I'll figure out how to remove it later. See? Isn't that much better? And the grease looks like it's in good shape, so that's encouraging. Yeah, there's almost no grease on the iris ring itself. There was a lot of grease on the underside of the mount, which is not really useful. And then the wear pattern on here is pretty significant. So yeah, it was under greased on where it needs it most. Yeah, this looks like it's in great condition though. Oh, I also have a quick show and tell that I'll save for later from Tribe 7. Phil, have you ever used Tribe 7 lenses? I don't know if you're still here. I have a few times to test as well. Nice. I assume you would use them for more dramatic content. I don't know if dramatic is the right word. I hate to use the term cinematic, but I think that's probably the best fit. Lean a bit more lower contrast with strong character, especially when light's coming out. Yeah, exactly. So not the best for VFX type stuff, or super what I would consider boring content. No offense. Yeah, obviously Tribe 7 lenses have a very specific look to them that is not for everyone. But like I've said for years, there's no such thing as a bad lens, just different lenses for different projects. I probably used that phrase a dozen times last weekend while I was giving a talk at a lens event in Mexico City. And I think it was a good thing for them to hear, because there's a lot of preconceived notions, and they don't have the support that cinematographers out here have. So it needs to be accepted that you don't have to have the top of the line lens price wise just to shoot beautiful content. So, good morning, Pantone. All right. True thing about no bad lenses, but it gets hairy as a DP, as DPs begin to work to hone in. Yeah. Yes, that's the key, is objectively you could classify certain lenses as good and certain lenses as bad. But that's really the point of art, is that it's subjective, and cinematography is an art. I keep checking on FedEx. Still no FedEx. I'm really excited for those to come in. Did I lose my grease? There we go. There's something you do to when modding Leicas with a tool off screen. It sounds like you're stapling the aperture mechanism. Verstappen versus Perez this year. Nice, Mike. Hey, I am all for Verstappen winning. I mean, Perez winning. That was cool to be in Mexico City when Perez won last weekend. Pantone, the off-camera stuff is usually just things that are loud or annoying. So like when I'm heating up the gears, I mute it because you guys don't need to hear that. And then the stapling sound, it's not stapling anything. It's applying pressure in specific points to increase the tension. I saw your IG story a few days ago reposting a Leica R lens in what appeared to be a swapped LPL mount. I don't think so. You sure that was my story? Or the Duclos lenses story? Drop a link in the chat and I'll check it. LPL on a Leica R is... it's doable. not sure why you would want to do that. I just saw some big fish swim across the screen on the fish cam. It's kind of cool. We have two of the autosynchronous on the same lens. Let's see if I can make that a little bigger here. I'll put it over here so you guys can see it. So right on that there goes the big one again. That foreground lens, those two fish that are like stuck to the outside are called autosynchronous. pretty nice. I was talking to a Zeiss rep at the barbecue, and he's telling me they, Zeiss, found some unsold diopter sets, and they might be able to order one through an authorized dealer. If it was one of the Zeiss reps in Mexico City, technically it's a different region, and they don't like to reallocate product. So if product has shipped to one of their regions, like South America, Central America, North America, whatever region, whatever that territory is, they won't want to reassign it to a different territory or region. But that's up to Zeiss. Were there any surprise results for you at the Oscars? Yeah. I personally thought Batman Top Gun Maverick got snubbed. Yes, definitely. Not so much Top Gun. I think Top Gun was technically very, very cool. And obviously it deserves recognition for what it is. But yeah, I think Greg Fraser got snubbed entirely. Leica R 2828 versus Contax 2828. Which do you prefer? Personally, I would go with the Leica R. But the 28 f2, oof. In that case, yeah, I'd go with the Contax, the good old Hollywood. If they were both 2.8, I would go with the Leica R, but I would definitely pick the Contax. Okay. I'm watching my my company's back and forth chat. Mike, you should definitely reach out to our sales team. If we can get those, they would be able to help you. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle's my guy in the chair today. All right. So this is another part that's almost always broken. It's just an injection molded piece of plastic, but the space, you're not even, well, maybe you can kind of see it. This is such a fragile piece of plastic here. It's almost always broken, but this one's not, which is impressive. Besides the f-stop, do you personally think the image quality Contax Hollywood is better than Leica R? Depends on what you consider quality. Is that not the whole point of choosing vintage lenses? Like, if you wanted a better, cleaner lens, wouldn't you just go with a Canon L series or, Sony G Master or whatever, Sigma Art? So better image quality is very subjective. I know that's a cop-out. That's a very neutral answer. It's almost a non-answer. I'm not going to Loctite these because I believe this needs collimation. I'm not even going to tighten them, I'm just going to snug them. Okay. Time for the gear. Can you please talk about the relatively older Zeiss compact zoom 28 to 80, I believe, and its characteristics? Looking to buy a standard zoom that has LF coverage within this year, but what? The 28 to 80, all of the compact zooms were ahead of their time. They're fantastic lenses. Very, very good image quality. Great coverage. Good speed, good size and weight. There's really not a lot to say negative about those, aside from the fact that they're just not the latest, greatest, which is not a bad thing. Let's see, they also occupy a very unique price category. So they kind of set the standard for full frame zooms. So aside from like DZO film, that's going to be the most affordable full frame zoom you can get. Hey, John Mark, Mr. Blevins, good morning. So, in summary, yeah, the 28 to 80 is a fantastic sort of mid-range full-frame zoom. The only other lens I can even remotely compare it to, in terms of specs, would be the Chi-Opt. I can't remember the focal length. I think that's a 28 to 80 or something like that. But the Zeiss will outperform the Chi-Opt in every way. Other than price, obviously. That feels nice. Caesars are basically the best you can get before stepping up to glass. It's about 1.5 to 2 times per lens, optically speaking. Yeah. Did you get to check out the Fuji? Yes, I did. 20 to 1,000, or was it 25 to 1,000? Now I have to. Yeah, 25 to 1,000. I got to see that at the ASC. They had a members preview day, and it was amazing. Although the clubhouse isn't very big, so I don't think it did the lens justice. I wish they had it set up outside, pointing at like the Magic Castle across the street. That would have been awesome. But I've seen the content that it has shot, and it's very cool. They did pull the cover off at the clubhouse, which was awesome to see the insides. So yeah, very cool. Do you have any thoughts on Kip-On speed booster quality? They're becoming more and more difficult to find. The Kip-On stuff is okay. It's not going to improve your image at all. But I use the Kipon 645 to L mount for my Mamiya primes, and it doesn't it doesn't improve the image quality, obviously, but it doesn't affect it too negatively that I don't want to use it. Is a veiling flare at all apertures caused by balsam separation? No backlighting, just test charts, front lit. No. If you have a veiling flare, I mean, yes, it can be, but if you have a veiling flare across your image and there's no backlight, I would say you probably have either moisture contamination, a bunch of little tiny specks, or maybe a lot of dust, or a haze. It could be balsam separation, but it's more likely to be something less severe. That butt is... okay. I figured it was a typo. I'm not looking too much in a lens as long as it's clean, relatively sharp, free of CA. Yeah, then the compact zoom is going to be... it's a very nice middle ground. If you go down in price at all, you're going to introduce a lot of chromatic aberration, a lot of other flaws. And then the next step up from the compact zooms would be probably the Canon Flex zooms. I would say that's a reasonable comparison. If you're looking for something a little bit newer, check out the Canon Flex. What is it, 20 to 50, I think? So it's a shorter zoom range. Yeah, 20 to 50. But it's a T24, so it's a little faster. And then next up from there would be the Fujinon Permistas. Those will be everything you could want in a full frame zoom, with maybe not quite the zoom range that some people would want, but you're fighting physics. You got to give up something. Do you think a Red Raptor could handle that lens? See, that's the thing with the Fujinon, with the, what did they call it? They just gave it an actual name. I can't remember the name. I've just been calling it the box zoom. But that's the thing, is no, that camera can't handle that lens. The lens handles the camera. You're not mounting that lens onto any camera. You're putting the camera on the back of that lens. If I'm rich enough, I will ask about Veritol versus Permista. We did some side-by-side tests with the Canon Flex and the Fuji Permista, and the Flex zooms were surprisingly good for the price. But again, let's see, 20 to 50, that's barely a 2x zoom. Whereas the Permista, the equivalent would be the 28 to 100. So you're getting a lot more zoom range. That's my point, is it's physics. You're fighting physics. If you want a longer zoom range and maintain image quality, it's gonna cost more. It's gonna be bigger. So basically, if you have someone that wants a 28 to 100 Permista, but they don't want to spend as much, you've got to give up something. So if you give up some of the zoom range, you end up with the Canon Flex zoom. Flex zooms do cover Raptor VV though. Yeah, they should. That was basically the... yeah, the Permista are gonna be better image quality. There's no question about that. Flex zooms I would definitely want more for like smaller productions, something you could throw in a backpack easier. It's still not going to be easy, but easier than a Permista. Maybe a little more dramatic image quality. Not as clean and crisp as the Permista. Lens was clean inside, very minor dust, nothing obvious on torch inspection. It was a Contax size 51.4, almost a halation type effect, like a blanket of fog. Yeah. If it had balsam separation, then you would be able to see the separation. Alright, this guy is pretty much done. Dropping dust right into my grease. Okay. All right, Johnny, I'm remembering to change the focal length. What do we have next? The 35. Oh, that's an f1.4 Summilux. Make sure it changes. Bingo. This also looks like it's in fantastic condition. Holy cow. Focus also kind of stiff, but not bad. It's consistent. That glass is flawless. Wow. Oh, cleaning marks, scratches inside. But not bad, not bad at all. That would not, it would not photograph. It's just cosmetic. 91. I'll take your word for it. Let's see, 35, 1.4. We got 3 generations. 3565. Ooh. This one actually doesn't match up to my... Is this ROM? No. Okay, so we have a new range. I have very little data on this, actually, so this is great. Should be 67 or Series 8. This is 67. Let's see. We have rubber for the focus grip. I have practically no data on this, so bear with me, guys. Looks like it's the same diameter as the version 3. And let's see, this should be the widest diameter. Here's the front. 75. $86. So the dimensions are the same across every generation, which is fine. And the weight. So the first gen is 695 grams, the second gen is 678 grams. So this, I assume, is going to be 695. I was wrong. 679. So 1 gram off. There it is. We'll call it 679. It's always exciting when I get a lens in that I have not recorded the data for, because they're few and far between these days. Minimum focus should be 20 inches. It is. All right. That's awesome. I'm happy about that. It should be a V3 from the looks of it. It's not, because a V3 would have had the ROM. And this is not a ROM lens. V3 should have been... Yeah, it's ROM. This is a cam. So it can't be V3. It has to be V2 because it's not a V1. Actually, I don't see... I don't have the glass specs, like the, groups and elements. So aside from ROM, I don't know that they actually changed anything between this one and the version 3, and I don't see... I don't see any obvious differences between the version 1 and the version 2. Same dimensions, same... the version 1 is heavier. But, I don't know. V2 and 3, same glass. Yeah, it should be. How can I polish the cleaning marks? Ooh, that's... I can't answer that. I can't give you a how-to. I always clarify on the mod stream, this is not a how-to, it's not an instructional, because I don't want anyone to hold me legally responsible. But cleaning marks are scratches, micro scratches in the coating, and to remove them you have to then remove the coating, which is usually done with a polishing compound, which is why I don't tell people how to do it on the mod stream, because it'll ruin your lens, and I don't want to be responsible for anyone ruining their lens. But that's very easy to, you can find the polishing, what we call the slurry, cerium oxide on Amazon. Actually, it was one of the previous mod streams. Somebody was talking about how they can't order cerium oxide in their country because it's can't be shipped or something. I can't remember. But please do not attempt to polish your lens if you value the lens. It will ruin your lens. So anyways, back to condition. The mount is flawless. All of this paint is original and it's in very good shape. I'll be very curious to see what's under here. Still no FedEx, Michelle? I don't know if you're watching, or Brianna, or anybody. Michelle's typing. Not yet. Damn. Oh, that's also interesting. This... Oh no, that's not... I believe this has a floating group. So again, super fragile plastic there. But it's in good shape. I'm impressed. We see those come in broken all the time, almost daily. Because people don't know how to properly remove this, so they end up breaking it. Or they over-tighten those screws. There's a whole bunch of reasons. Okay. So the first thing I notice is the grease. I'm going to assume this isn't factory grease because it has completely broken down and it's turned into basically an oil. So I don't know if you can see that. Actually, yeah, you can right here. Instead of being streaks of grease, it's turned into like droplets of oil. Right here. So, that's not a good sign. Yeah. It's not bad, but it doesn't bode well for the maintenance history. This grease here is okay, but yeah, I mean, it's not bad, it's just not good. Do you need expensive equipment to accurately dial in collimation? Well, yes and no. You can just do trial and error on a camera, but I would not say that that would be accurate. So to do it accurately, yes, you would need an auto collimator. whether or not that is expensive equipment, I guess, is up to the purchaser. I added this other light. I don't know if it's helping or not. So there it is off. Yeah, I guess it does help. It's a little bright though. Okay. Yeah, it makes a difference. Oh, I almost put it in frame. That clamp is not tight at all. One of these days I'll do a tour of my streaming setup if people are interested in that. People have been asking frequently for a tour of the shop, which I did once for like via Zoom for a film school. We do tours all the time in person. You know, vendors come to visit or clients are curious what actually happens behind the scenes. Or if you're Phil Holland, you just want to chat up all the technicians. Speaking of which, Phil, if you're still there, have you been to the new space yet? I can't recall if you came by or not. Yes, when it picked up the... Oh, right. It has changed even since then, but yeah, I definitely owe you some Munchbox. Yeah, it's been too long. That will be fun. I'll take you and Caitlin, Nishimura. I assume you met Nishimura when you picked up. Maybe not, actually. But yeah, that would be... Okay, good. Have you had a chance to try the new Dizio wide-angle zoom? Which one? There's two. The 18 to 35? Or are you referring to the 12... Oh, geez, what is it? 12 to 25. The 18 to 35. It's nice. It's very nice. I don't know it's obviously the direct comparison is the Sigma 18 to 35. The Sigma is going to outperform the DZO, but the price difference is pretty obvious, and the weight on the Kata Ace is actually pretty similar. The weight comparison between the 18 to 35 Sigma and the 18 to 35 Kata, I believe the Kata, the regular one, the mirrorless one, is a little bit lighter. In terms of image quality, though, the Sigma is gonna beat it pretty easily. But if I was doing something super lightweight on a Sony E mount or RF mount, I would probably choose the Kata over the Sigma. If I was doing some of PL or EF mount and not mirrorless, or not super shallow flange, I'd probably go with the Sigma. It'll be interesting to compare Laowa's Rangers. Yeah, that there's going to be a lot of direct comparisons there. I think we have a Laowa event coming up. Yeah, the range resumes are Laowa's. Technically, right now they're pre-production. They will be a strong competitor to DZO, but I couldn't honestly compare them yet because the Laowa is not production ready, as far as I know. And I try not to compare production lenses with pre-production lenses because that's not fair. It's very windy today. The ship is creaking. Any thoughts on the Laowa anamorphics? Which ones? The nanomorphs are amazing for the price and size and weight. The Proteus are phenomenal for the price, but they are big and they are heavy. There's no slicing. There's no way around that. Yeah, the Proteus are very nice. They're still not going to come even close to, a Cooke anamorphic. But at that price point, it's really hard to argue those. The nanomorphs occupy a very unique market share. There's nothing even close to them size and weight wise. I think the next closest thing would be the Atlas Mercury primes. Those are going to be very interesting. And then I can't say too much, but there are other anamorphic lenses coming soon. How do you think the Proteus stack up against the Mercuries? That's a tough comparison because the Proteus are 2 times anamorphic and the Mercury are 1.5, I think. Oh, aside from the squeeze. I mean, honestly, the first thing that comes to my mind is support. And, well, I can't talk about that too much either because there's some other announcements coming that I don't think I'm supposed to talk about yet. I think somebody needs to do a updated anamorphic roundup comparing all of those, not just the affordable stuff, but like Laowa, the other stuff I can't talk about, Atlas, Cook, Hawk. Somebody needs to do a proper test. I don't think the share grade lens tests are gonna do another round, but that would be the best. I was going to say is Mercury are more barrel distortion, whereas Proteus have more pincushion. Well, distortion, that always bothered me. When somebody looked at the distortion on an anamorphic and they said, oh, that's terrible, I don't want distortion. Well, then you don't want anamorphic. Nobody liked the Zeiss master anamorphics, and they had practically no geometric distortion. I'm always on the verge of spilling. I mean, it's not juicy. It's just stuff that I don't have all the details yet. It's stuff that I shouldn't be talking about openly. It's nothing revolutionary. The other stuff I can't. Do you know what I'm talking about, Phil? I don't know how you can tell me secretly. We had to speak in code. Did this company have a guy that represented them in the US that is no longer representing them in the US? Okay, so then we are talking about the same thing. So yeah, have they sent you prototypes, Phil? Not yet. Okay. All right. So then, if they had sent you a prototype, I'd be willing to spill some beans. But if they haven't even gotten them in the hands of testers yet, then I shouldn't talk about it more. That wouldn't be fair to... Well, A, I'm probably contractually obligated not to. But yeah, it also wouldn't be fair to give my opinion. Like I said, pre-production, it's just not fair to judge. Which technically the Proteus and the Mercury are pre-production, so I'm also kind of dodging that question because neither of them are complete. Actually, I take that back. Proteus are shipping, I think. Maybe not. I might be wrong on that. Let's see. Lenses by brand. Where are you, Laowa? Laowa. Proteus, no, they're in pre-order. Those ship May. You have the Mercury. Okay, but again, those are still pre-production. Those are not, they haven't started shipping those yet. So that can change. Yeah, one of those other announcements that I didn't want to discuss too much was Atlas as well. So I will use this opportunity to say, if that's the kind of product that interests you, join our mailing list. Actually, how do I... Let's see. This is where I need my guy in the chair. I think that's the correct link. Let me see. Yeah, that works. So, do sign up. Still no FedEx, I think. I don't see any pallets, so I don't think they've arrived yet. Oh my gosh, it's already 11:30. I need to wrap up here. I'm bummed that those haven't arrived yet. I really wanted to open one on stream. I haven't seen them in person yet. So I thought that would be kind of fun to get my reaction. I mean, who knows? I might open it up and say, oh shit, this is terrible. It's not what I want. That would be embarrassing. What happened here? That does not feel good. It's not as smooth as it was. That is going to require some investigation. Oh, there it goes. Maybe it was just cocked a little bit. All right. I'm probably going to have to wrap up soon. So I think I will set this guy aside. That's going to take more time anyway. I need to adjust that quite a bit. And let's do a minute of show and tell and some lens hunting. What are we hunting for today? You know what, actually, let's look for this specific lens, the 35-1.4. Where is... Okay, Summilux R 35-1.4 3 cam, which is what this, no, that's a version 1, but still, so $5,500. And that's nowhere near, look at all that grime on the rubber. The rubber is kind of peeling off. Look at that. That's all beat up. That's terrible. I mean, that's kind of typical for this lens because the rear group sticks out so far. But look at that compared to that. Let me refocus here. Like, it's perfect at the back here. Oh, this whole edge here. Not a single scratch or ding. Anyways, back to hunting here. Oops, I just closed my chat window. Yeah, this is definitely... Yeah, I agree, Phil. This is not worth that much. This was 6,700. Oh, 7,000 for one lens. Set 8,000. Jeez. 83. It's just going up. This is insane. That's not a. Is that the same? Yeah, I guess it is. All right, this one's pretty clean. Still not as clean as this one. I have no idea what this owner paid for this, so... But yeah, this is a very clean model. So $8,300. $9,400. Oh my gosh. This is getting out of control. That is clean. All right, that's a ROM version. So this is the latest model, or I should say the most recent. It is in good shape. The mount has a little bit of wear. There's a little bit of the, you know, the wear around the back, the rearmost ring. The rubber looks okay. The paint and the engravings looks okay. Where is this located? It's in Japan. No haze, no fungus, no scratch, no separation. Okay. So for $9,400, I would say that this lens is in better condition, just, you know, visually, than that one. However, this is the ROM version. Completely irrelevant for these purposes because you're not using that communication at all. Yeah. There's another See, now look at this one. All that gucky mess on the rubber focus, the rubber grip, that means this lens was not cared for properly. And this photo is overexposed, so I can't really see the mount, but I could see a couple little dings here and there. Again, a ROM version. Ah, there's a telltale sign. The screw is chewed up. So somebody obviously tried to service it, didn't know how to handle a screwdriver. So that one's chewed up, that one looks a little bit chewed up. These look okay. So, almost $10,000 for a 35-1.4. There's another ROM model. This one's in pretty good shape. Johnny, to answer your question, maybe. I do love a 35mm, a fast 35. No question about that. This iris is bothering me now. I don't know what happened here. That's definitely going to require some investigation. I think it did get cocked. Now it's a little out of round. Yeah, I can see the wear pattern, the rubbing. So that's gonna have to get cleaned off and start over, basically. Not a big deal. It's just time consuming. Yeah, these prices are outrageous. Considering I could have bought this lens 10 years ago for, you know, maybe under $1,000. $8,700, mint in box. That's cool. Got the original warranty card. Oh, it comes from All Good Friend Camera. I love these names. So this is also a ROM version. Those screws look completely untouched. The mount has almost no brassing. Even the copper contacts they look almost untouched. They give the grading scale, but did they mint in box, not mint plus plus plus. This is in Hong Kong. If the company overseas does actually make Leica R replicas that come close optically, these prices are going to... What company? What you talking about, Phil? Light Lens Lab. Aren't they the ones that are doing Cook remakes? Oh yeah, Mike just said it there. Speed Pancro clones. Well, we'll see how long that lasts. Yeah. I would be very surprised if Light Lens Lab, whatever, I'd be very surprised if they can get away with using the term Panchro or Cook or anything. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. They have to turn. They can't do that. All right. That would be. I don't think that is, and there's no way that Cook would allow that. There's definitely no way that Leica would allow that. So they'd have to come up with some, you know, tongue-in-cheek alternative name for. They'd have to call it the Light R or something. I don't know. Whatever. The Sumapron. I don't know. That's shady. It's gonna get slapped down for sure if they try to do that. All right. So, oh my God, unused in box, $15,000. That's. I mean, I believe it. It looks unused. Not a single scrape on the mount. The rubber looks flawless. I almost want to buy this just because it's practically a museum piece. But I'm not going to drop 15 grand on a Leica R. That is very tempting. Oh, Michelle just messaged me. No, you cannot buy it. Please. Alright, where is this? Tokyo. Again. They got the best stuff. Unused 81.4. There we go. See, I'm gonna buy up all the unused. Why is the 85? Oh, 81.4. Why is that so cheap compared to the 35? Look, Michelle, they take Amex. I want to see a picture of the box. Where's the box? Oh yeah, that's cool. They matched up the serial number. So this must have been one of the last, like the latest off the production line, because they didn't switch to this silver box until like the early 2000s, I think. That's fantastic. Michelle is the voice of reason. That's 100% true. Oh, she just told me she canceled my Amex. Oh, bummer. Lower overall production number. Yeah, that makes sense if it's much more rare. That's so tempting. That's a little odd, though. There's no way that lens came with a Kenko filter. Huh. So going back to my database, the 3514, I don't even have an end date. 1996 onward. So I don't know when they stopped producing that particular model. But this probably came out of the early 2000s. Anyway, all right. Last thing I'm gonna do for show and tell here. That's enough lens hunting before I make a financial mistake that gets me fired. let's turn that off here. This came in the mail yesterday, I think. Was super cool. So if any of you guys have been following my little side project, my Cine pen archive, which Phil, I know you've got some pens lying around. You gotta help me out. So this came in from Tribe 7. So Tribe 7, probably like right at the beginning of the pandemic, they announced a collaboration with a pencil company that I'm sure you're familiar with, Phil, called Blackwing. So Blackwing was a pencil writing instrument manufacturer. Blackwing was also the name of Tribe 7's first line of lenses. So they teamed up and they made a limited edition Tribe 7 set of Blackwing pencils. And they were very cool, super unique, but they stuck with the whole Blackwing, theme, but with Tribe 7 branding. Anyways, I bought those as soon as they went on sale because I just thought it was so cool. It was way before I started doing the pen thing. And actually, even still, that's the only pencil that I have in the Cine pen archive. So I thought that was kind of fun too. So anyways, they loved that whole idea and they sent over these. I had not heard of this company before, but this pen is amazing. It's all aluminum. The clip is what I assume is steel. But Tribe 7, Duclos lenses, heart. And it's just a really nice, clean ballpoint. And I thought that was awesome. Swiss made. I don't know this company, but Geneva. So yeah, that's in Switzerland. So anyways, actually here, let me focus on that so you can see it. I thought that was super cool of them to sort of participate. And this will definitely be going in the archive. I have a few, I can't even pronounce it. Caran d'Ache? Yeah, this color is so perfect, like the black and red. It's very Tribe 7. It's like the skin thing they're doing. So I'm super happy with that. But it also, and I shouldn't even talk about this because Michelle's probably still watching, it has also kind of set the bar as far as Cine pens. So we have to reciprocate. It's basically challenge accepted. Anyway, that's it. And this case is cool too. I mean, that's just, look at that. It's got the rubber on both sides. There's a magnet so it won't fall out. And the magnet also holds it closed. Just so cool. Anyway, Swiss things. Yeah, exactly. My first thought, I don't know if there's any other pen nerds, was to use I don't even know where I put it. Oh. Everyone loves Lamy pens. I've been using Lamy pens for a while. So I thought about doing custom branded Lamy fountain pens. But there's not a whole lot of space. You got the logo there, so there's only a tiny bit of space to put additional branding. So maybe it'd be on the cap. I don't know. So we'll see. That should be fun either way. Japanese pencil and pen case. Bring it to Munchbox. Let's geek out over that. So anyway, happy Friday. Thank you guys for hanging out. We're just shy of 2 hours, so that's perfect. And I'll see you next week.
Bye.